Welcome to the Vantage HR Influencers Podcast. This podcast is sponsored by Vantage Circle, the simple and AI-powered rewards and recognition platform for employee engagement.
Employee engagement is all about how deeply employees connect mentally and emotionally with their jobs, teams, and the workplace. For a deep dive into what engagement really means and what it isn't, listen to this exclusive episode of the Vantage Influencers Podcast. Hello listeners, I'm your host Susmita and I'm thrilled to welcome our guest today, Nancy Zakharia Ohanessian. Nancy is a talent and organizational development architect, a strategic HR leader, and a leadership coach. In this episode, we're diving into drivers of employee engagement. We'll start by defining what these drivers are and then explore the top factors that truly boost employee engagement. Stay tuned for some valuable insights. Hi Nancy, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
How are you doing, Nancy?
I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm doing fantastic. And for this conversation, I'm really excited to, take it forward.
I'm so excited too and looking forward to our discussion today.
Brilliant, Nancy. So as we begin, would you like to share a bit about your background and the corporate journey that has shaped your career?
Yes, sure. It's been an exciting journey, challenging indeed. And exciting because every challenge brought an opportunity with it. So I've been working in the HR space for over 15 years, and each day was a new day with a new opportunity and a new learning and a new knowledge, and that's what I liked about it. I'm a lifelong learner, so this is something that fuels me up, that keeps me going, learning new things. And this is how I can support others by filling my tank first and then giving back to others from the knowledge and the experience that I gained over the years. And I've worked in corporate and very big multinational organizations. I've moved around and I've continued and completed my coaching studies as well. So each one complements the other in a way, along with the experience that helps me bring the knowledge that I have to others and be that trusted voice to others.
Fascinating, Nancy. Thank you for sharing. So are we good to dive into the main topic today, Nancy?
Yes.
Yeah, so when it comes to employees deciding whether to stay with a company, it's often more than just a paycheck that keeps them around. I'm sure you'd agree to that.
Of course.
So what would you say are the key factors that really make employees want to stick with their current employer? Do you think things like culture, job satisfaction, career development play a major role in this decision of them?
Definitely. There are many factors that can impact that decision. And we hear about a lot, but the ones that you mentioned are really key. And if I focus on 5 main factors, I would say the first one would be culture.
Yeah.
And then if we look at what do the employees want, they really want to connect to a sense of purpose and have meaning in what they do. So having that purpose and connecting them to something that's bigger than themselves, to see the meaning that they are creating and the impact that they're having is essential.
Right.
The inspirational leadership plays a very key role in helping the employees and deciding whether the employees stay. And those ongoing discussions and open communication that happen between the employees and their managers are very essential to create that sense of belonging and for the employees to feel that they are cared for and they are really valued. And the last one would be recognition. So if I look at the 5, it's culture, purpose, inspirational leadership, communication, and ongoing conversations, and recognition.
Right. Almost everything we have in stock to discuss today. The excellent points, Nancy. And if we talk about workplace flexibility, it's becoming a norm and becoming a very top priority in organizations today. So how do you think organizations can find the right balance of having flexibility in the workplace for the employees?
And, this falls, to me, when I look at it, this falls under creating that culture.
Right.
Because when we say culture,
Yeah.
if we look at the three main things, what is culture? Culture is, first of all, the set, if we look at it, it is the set of values and behaviors that are displayed by the leaders. So when we have the right leaders that are inspiring, when we develop and invest in upskilling our leaders, they will be able to create that culture. And when we say that, when we look at organizations that create that strong culture, and that's also based on research. If we look at Gallup research, when they researched the organizations, one of the main things that they found organizations do is the emphasis on well-being. So today, things have changed. We are living in a very complex world, and there are a lot of nuances to how things are done, and there are lots of different things that are needed by the new generation that is entering the workplace, even by the older generations that are already in the workplace. So it is now a necessity. It is no longer a nice to have. So the employees to feel that they are supported, the organization cares about their well-being, they have that flexibility and empowerment. This is what they're looking at. As you said at the beginning, it's not anymore about a paycheck. And a paycheck is just like the basic thing, like it's the given that has to be there. It's that launch pad or starting point. However, what we need to tap into is the self-actualization, is the needs, and what's going to inspire those employees. They will be inspired when they feel empowered, when they feel trusted, when they feel that they are cared for. This is also where they will start going beyond and staying with the organization and excelling. Not only staying, they would excel, and this type of culture will bring out the best in them. And what I've seen is that organizations, when we talk about well-being, it is definitely the physical well-being, but also the psychological, the mental, the financial well-being. So many organizations are having financial literacy courses for their employees. They are having mental health awareness, and not only from the information or the education side, but actually they have embedded these in the behaviors and the way they deal through the flexibility that they offer. They care for the employees, because they realize that this goes far beyond the well-being on the job. And the employees who feel that they are taken care of, who their well-being is taken into consideration, they will be more resilient, and they will experience less stress, less health problems. So it's going beyond even the boundaries of work and impacting the quality of life for employees, and giving them the time, the flexible time to spend with their family, and to do the activities that they like to do, or the hobbies that they like to do as well. So this all in all affects the employee as a whole, and brings a lot of value to the organization.
Yeah, so wrapping up this pointer, while competitive pay is, of course, a very important, what companies can do is to bring a more holistic approach to improve the overall, the 360-degree view of employee satisfaction, including effective onboarding and ongoing support throughout, isn't it?
Definitely.
Absolutely. Some really crucial considerations, Nancy. And let's talk about leadership styles. You mentioned it as the fourth pointer, right? When we're talking about for employees, things to keep in mind to stay with a company. Inspirational leadership.
Yes.
We know that there are different leadership styles, transformational, transactional, servant leadership styles, and all of them. So in some way or the other, they affect employee engagement, isn't it? So what specific practices do you think leaders should implement to foster an environment that promotes high level of motivation and trust?
You mentioned a couple of those styles. Maybe let me start by, let's choose a couple of them. So if I look, you mentioned the transactional.
Yeah.
So the transactional, it is the word is transactional in itself. So the transactional is about finishing the job, is about maybe stopping an undesirable behavior and doing things fast, like addressing things fast. And it has in it that notion of efficiency. It's more of a control-based, if you wish, style. And this
more like a give and take style of leadership.
Yeah, it's more of that. This will at best give you compliance, not commitment from the employees.
Yeah.
This is more about managing people. Whereas what is needed now is actually inspiring people. We need to go to that next level of how can we inspire people, not only we managing people. So leaders manage things, but lead people and inspire people. People don't want to be managed. They really have their passion, they have their skills, they have their strength. They just want a leader to help them bring those talents out. And they wouldn't want perhaps to stay in a job where they're being controlled. It's very disempowering and it will kill initiative. So transactional is just about, as I said, maybe efficiency. It was probably a good style, or still works in places where they're like very mechanical and something like the industrial age thinking, if you wish. If we look at the transformational that you mentioned, transformational leadership, on the other hand, is inspiring because it is based on trust.
Yeah.
And it is about driving towards the vision, towards the direction, which is connecting the employees to that sense of purpose and meaning that we spoke about. And transformational is also based on that flexibility and autonomy. And it focuses on building relationships and on developing capabilities, on empowering and growing people. And this is the more efficient way of getting things done. So with people, if I may say, like fast is slow and slow is fast. So recently I did leadership training, which was assisted by horses. And there were really great lessons from there, from the horses as well, on how sometimes when we are just driving to achieve something, we're focused on the results, we cannot move the people with us. And when we are attempting to move along with the horse, if we are going fast and not, taking into consideration, the horse wouldn't move. Only until we go side by side, only until we are clear on what we want and our intention is to take the horse along with us, only then the horse would move with us. And if we take that lesson back to organizations and leaders, sometimes leaders want focus on the tasks and the results, and they want to drive towards that in a fast way, but it doesn't work that way. We have to make sure that we are slowing down to take the people along with us, because this is when we achieve the long-term results.
Right.
So it's important when, if I take that metaphor of a gardener, so it's important that leaders approach leadership as a gardener, because in coaching, we believe that every person is naturally creative, resourceful, and whole. So there is greatness inside each of the individuals or the employees at work. So the seed is always there, and it's important that these leaders recognize the power in that seed, and they create conditions and an environment in which the people can flourish. So I would say the essence, and sometimes a blend of different styles is needed. However, the essence of all the styles should always be trust and to lead with inspiration, and to always have that connection and ongoing career conversations with the individuals to tap into their talents, their strength, and what is it that they like, what is it that they are inspired by, so they can connect at a different level with them. So this is putting emphasis on the emotional connection in the workplace, which is becoming more and more important.
So to put it forward together, Nancy, transformational leadership is the way forward, right? They are the truly inspirational and have the potential to be game changers.
Yes, it is about inspiring people, not about controlling people. Yeah.
Really great insights on leadership, Nancy. Moving on, we all agree that recognition is highly impactful. So how do you think recognizing employees impact their engagement and performance? And it would be great if you can share some effective ways to create recognition programs that cater to the diverse needs and preferences in today's multi-generational workforce.
As we were talking about, the differences in individuals, different individuals have different preferences. And they can get motivated and inspired by different things. So understanding the people is really key in providing the recognition that will make a difference to them.
Yeah.
So that diversity of preferences has to be taken into account. And it's not anymore about like having one recognition program that we apply it for everyone. Some people maybe like to be recognized on social media. Some of them might want their achievements to be out there. A lot of them maybe just a thank you would do, and some people maybe would appreciate lunch with the leader. Others they just want to hear continuous positive feedback. Some of them would prefer in public. Some of them maybe only in front of their team, or even in private.
Yeah.
And as I said, it could be as simple as a thank you note for the others. So this goes back to those ongoing discussions to understand what matters to the employees and to tailor that to them. Having peer-to-peer recognition is important too. I know maybe now there are lots of platforms that organizations can use perhaps to tailor these initiatives, but it's important to have a variety of things to recognize the individuals with. Positive feedback is always important. As I said, there are many other things that would take that motivation of employees to the next level, like when they are inspired, when they are empowered, but also they need to feel that they are valued and they are recognized. So these things are still important, but they come in different shapes and forms.
True. And do you think people today look forward to career development and growth opportunities from the organizations? Or do you think that they take it all upon themselves?
Well, they would definitely look at that. And what I would say, organizations, it's important for organizations to invest in the development. And that's why one of the key factors to engage, if you want, employees is to have those career discussions and ongoing development. And what I say is the organizations need to focus on developing managers, because they play the key role of creating that inspirational environment for employees. However, a focus on continuous development for all employees is key. Many of the employees, so we talk about maybe the intrinsic motivation and the extrinsic, and employees might have the drive within themselves, and it's important to own the development that they want as well within themselves. However, the organization as well need to support that development in some shape or form, and need to create that if you want the fresh soil where the employees can implement the knowledge that they gain, and they can also provide and support that development for the employees. Definitely career development is one of the top factors that would attract and retain employees in an organization, because if they feel that they are stagnant, if they feel that the organization is not giving them that progression or that development that they want to see, that's going to impact their motivation.
Yeah, and people are using different kind of technologies and various platforms to boost employee engagement today, Nancy. That definitely has a lot of advantages. Instant recognition is one of them. So, what are your views on using technology? And if you want to share any challenges that organizations can encounter with these tools?
As you said, there are many platforms that that they use, whether to so some of them use it for as you mentioned, the recognition or the rewards for the employees, or to even also measure, to use the surveys to measure the employee engagement. It is there are probably several challenges in there. First of all, if we only rely on this, it is not the only way to inspire and help the employees grow and develop. It is perhaps one way, because if we look at it, those platforms, the rewards is an extrinsic motivation. So they offer short-term success. But in a world with new generations entering the workplace, they care about passion more than about possessions. So we would need to focus on authentic inspiration and connection with them. As I said, definitely that would add to the factors that will engage them, but organizations shouldn't only focus on that. And when they do, what I see, so the good part of these platforms is probably, as I said, they can use them to provide peer-to-peer recognition.
Right.
They can use them where the employees can choose the reward, so they can have maybe different types of recognition awards or rewards that the employee can pick and choose something that relates to them. So in that way, and it makes things easy. It makes it feel that they are being inclusive of the different preferences of the employees. So it is important about rewards is to be tailored. Maybe they could be providing family experiences. They could be providing, many other things there for the employees to pick and choose from. So that's the advantage of having it. And when we look at using technology to measure that employee engagement. And if we look at the employee engagement surveys that organizations conduct once a year, they are actually important to give you that data at that point in time. And it's important that you act upon it in a timely manner. That's what matters. So in that sense, it is helping. And it's important to leverage that technology to do more regular pulse surveys. And not only, again, I would say technology is great, and also complemented by having focus groups with employees to understand the pain points that they have, to understand what's working for them, what is good so you can do more of it, and what is it from their perspective that might need change or improvement. So technology coupled with connection points, coupled with other things, is important and helps organizations maybe accelerate what they want to achieve in terms of creating that inspirational culture and that environment to cultivate innovation and to drive that passion and sense of connection for employees.
Right. Another important thing that has come to my mind about using technology or a platform for employee recognition or employee engagement is it can be a source of eliminating biases. Like, for example, in Vantage Circles app, we can actually see how much a person has been recognized? What is the trend of a team being recognized if someone is being left behind, if someone is getting recognition more often than required? So that is, I think, one of the important advantages of using systematic approach to it, right?
Yeah. And it helps, as I said, because it allows for that peer-to-peer recognition as well. So the person is getting this holistic, well-rounded feedback from everyone, not only from one source, which is the manager sometimes, or the feedback only from one person. So this allows for people to contribute and to recognize the person for things when they work with them and they see something. So that's the beauty of that.
Yeah. Thank you for the fantastic discussion on the podcast, Nancy. Any final piece of advice for our audience, HR audience?
No, thank you so much for having me. It's exciting, and this is a vast topic.
Exactly.
We just briefly touched on some of the important things. What I would like to maybe to leave the audience with is that, leadership is a choice and it's not about a position. So if they say, oh, like I'm an individual contributor and I'm not a leader, everyone is a leader regardless of the position, because leadership is about how you approach things and how you conduct yourself. It's the behaviors that you bring. So adopt these leadership behaviors, inspire yourself and others, and help in fostering that engaging environment for you and for everyone else.
Great insights, Nancy, and I appreciate the clarity and depth that you brought to the conversation, and I'm so eager to apply what we learned today. Thank you so much for your time and energy, Nancy.
Thank you for having me. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the Vantage HR Influencers Podcast. Please do subscribe to Vantage HR Influencers Podcast on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and our YouTube channel for new episodes.